this is Wencork, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be bringing you Bad Company 2 video. And this is going to be a dual commentary with who?
Chris Brownbear.
And for those of you that don't know, Chris Brownbear is part of the Vengeance branch of Team Royal with me. And pretty soon we're going to have another Vengeance participant on. But for now we're going to make this video about Bad Company 2 and talk about the different classes for those that might be new to the game, because I know a lot of people are still buying this game. So right here I'm using the Engineer. And Brownbear, what's your favorite gun and things to do as an Engineer?
Well, the favorite thing about the Engineer is definitely using the RPGs, or as you're using right here, the Gustav, and just dominating people, like as you're showing in the video. My favorite gun would probably be the XM8. I really like that one, but I haven't got up to the higher ones that you've gotten, like the PP2000.
Yeah, I'm using the XM8 in this video.
That's a really nice gun.
Yeah, it actually has one of the shortest kill times according to the Den Erickson website. And it's the fastest out of all the submachine guns.
Yes, it shoots very fast, and it's very accurate up close and personal, which is where the Engineer wants to be.
Oh yeah, it kicks a lot though. Like if you want to shoot from long range, it kicks a lot. My favorite gun's the PP2000, just because it's got a 40-round clip and it doesn't kick hardly at all. So, and up close as an Engineer, you're gonna kill him fast no matter what gun you use.
Yeah.
You know? The iron sights aren't very good on it, but
Engineering is also my least favorite class in the game.
See, I'm on the contrary. I think Engineering is the funnest class to use on the game, but it's the worst one to use on the game. Yeah, it's probably the worst one to use, just because it's underpowered in a lot of aspects.
But it is good at getting double kills, as you're gonna get right here.
Yeah. The Gustav is the only overpowered gun in the Engineer, I would have to say. And I'd recommend you using it, you know, with that increased explosives damage.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
definitely need the increased explosive damage. It really helps out the class.
Oh yeah, especially when taking out tanks. One thing I was kind of disappointed in. Yeah, one thing I was disappointed in is the AT4. The AT4 is not good. Like, the RPG does basically the same amount of damage, and you don't have to sit there and home it in, you know what I mean? I don't know if you've used the AT4.
I have not used it yet. The only one I really use is the Gustav and the RPG.
Yeah. Alright, here I'm switching to Assault, and I'm using the AN right here. And the AN is a 2-shot burst gun that is powerful. You know, it's 2 bursts to kill somebody. Same as the M16. I actually like the M16 a little bit more because if you miss them, you can spray around a little bit. But I know you don't like the M16 because it runs out of ammo fast.
Runs out of ammo very fast. I like the AN much more.
Yeah. The AN, I have a much higher accuracy on than the M16, but I don't know. I just think the M16 kills a lot faster.
It could. With Magnum ammo, it's much better too, which is very important for almost any classes, especially for Assault though.
Oh yeah. One thing I like about this game is how long it takes to unlock Magnum ammo, which is the equivalent to stopping power. I mean,
yes.
You have to be a level 16, and that's like at least a day of playing time.
Yeah,
you
it took me about a day to get up to 15 or 16.
Oh yeah. It takes a good bit. Do you think there's any overpowered guns in the Assault?
No, not really, because I've used almost every gun for the Assault. The only one I haven't used is the M4, and I do pretty much about the same with all of them. I prefer the AN and the M16, but I don't really think they're much overpowered if you know how to use any of them.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Like, people were saying how the AUG is one of the worst guns in Assault, and when I got the AUG, it was like my best gun for a while.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of this game is so balanced, it's just knowing what to use. And as you see here, I threw down some ammo, and that's what you should do as Assault. On to the medic.
Part of the Assault class.
Oh yeah. Now on to the medic, which the gun everybody hates, the M60. And this gun is the quickest killing gun in the game, and it's got a huge clip. But I'm not gonna say it's overpowered. I would go on a limb and say the medic class is not necessarily overpowered, but the best. But I don't really think this gun's overpowered. I just think it's good.
I actually started using the M60 today, and I'm not a big fan of it so far.
Really?
I am not so far. I've only used it in one game, but I like the light machine gun before it.
Yeah, the Type 88.
Yes, I liked that one a little bit better than the M60 so far.
I liked the M60. I really like it with the 4x scope on it. I think that changes things a little bit with Magnum ammo and a 4x scope. But one thing about the light machine guns in this game is a lot of times you encounter like 3 or 4 enemies at a time, like I think I do right up here. And the light machine guns are some of the only guns that you can actually take all of them out with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is very true.
Like,
I mean, with an assault, you can get 2, possibly 3 kills tops,
Yeah.
but without having to reload. And in close quarters, that's not going to do you any good. But with a light machine gun,
Yeah.
you can just take out the whole team.
Alright, right here, Chris Brown Bear picked up my med kit and revived me. And that's a good tip if you're not using medic, but you see a medic go down, is to pick up his kit and then revive him. And, I mean, you get a ton of points for it, and it saves your team a card.
Which is very important.
And, oh yeah, and same goes for assault too. Like, I'll be running around with engineer, and I'll kill an assault person, and I'll just run up, pick up the assault, throw down an ammo, and then switch back, because the engineer runs out of ammo fast.
Very fast.
Now, oh yeah. Now right here is sniping, recon. And a lot of people think recon's worthless, but if you spot, I think recon's very effective. A lot of people don't know how to spot in this game. And what you do, on Xbox you hit the back button, on PS3 you hit the select button, and then on computer I think it's the Q button, while looking near an enemy, and it spots them, and it puts a big orange triangle for your whole team to see over the enemy. And spotting's critical in this game. You know, spotting's huge. So I've noticed that all the good teams spot, and you can kind of tell when you've gotten spotted because people will just randomly start shooting at you from across the map.
If you spot someone, they're almost guaranteed to get killed.
Yes. Oh yes. And that's why spotting's so important, and I just don't think enough people do it. And that's the point of recon, you know. You get more points on recon for spotting somebody and keeping them in your scope and having your squad mate killing them than actually killing somebody. And I think that's one thing that EA and DICE did good in this game, is made the points balance compared to, you know, what class you're using. Like if you're using a recon class, you get a lot more points for being an actual recon than quickscoping, you know.
One thing about the recon class a lot of people don't try to do is take out tanks, which is actually a very important part, because you get C4 and mortar, which are both the most powerful way to take out a tank in the entire game.
Oh yes. Recon takes out tanks better than the engineer by far. Mortar strikes are huge in this game. Like if you have mortars, you can take out easily 4 or 5 tanks a game on a map like this one. So you're right, that's extremely underused, are mortars and C4. C4 is a little bit harder for me. I like to use C4 by throwing it in the road and letting the tank run into it.
That's a good idea.
I don't know. Yeah, is that how you use C4?
A lot of people are actually using it as a way to they'll put it on their quads or the ATVs and then running it into the tank and then blowing it up.
I saw
I've seen
that in a game I was playing.
It works well, but it can be very inaccurate, obviously.
Oh yeah. Right here's shotguns, and if you like playing assault, use a shotgun just to test it out, because you get C4 with an assault class and you get to replenish your own ammo. That's huge, you know. If you can get good with a shotgun, especially a slug shotgun like I'm using right here, you know, that's crazy. C4 on a assault class, and I just don't think not enough people do it, you know.
Yeah.
People are kind of scared to use shotguns in this game.
They are, because a lot of the maps are bigger.
Yeah. I think Call of Duty scared a lot of people from using shotguns too.
Why is that?
Just because they didn't have range in Call of Duty, and they actually have range in this game.
Yeah, they made them a little bit more realistic in this game.
Oh yeah. So that's about all we have for today. Talking about my future, we're going to be making another Bad Company 2 video, which will talk about just the game in general. It's not going to be a tips or tricks necessarily. It's just going to be like a discussion for people who are thinking about buying the game. And then probably not today, but maybe tomorrow, I'm going to be making a quick scoping guide for Modern Warfare 2. And then Vengeance might start a podcast where we probably won't talk about a lot of video games, but we'll talk about a lot of things. So this is Winkwork signing off.
And Chris Bramber signing off.
Have a good one, guys.